Greetings, flesh wound horror freaks, and welcome to Slashtober Part 3 Halloween Night. I am Flesh Wound Dan, joined by producer Todd.
Good evening.
Pugs Dread.
Namaste, trick or treat.
And Mike Kruger.
Welcome to prime time, bitch.
So, Kruger, tell the good folks how this all goes down.
So what we do for our Slashtober special is rate and review a Halloween-themed film, and then at the end of the episode, we add that movie to a list compiled from our previous episodes to vote and decide which of the films we want to eliminate, leaving us with our top 3 Halloween horror films, aka our 3 final girls. And once we get to the final episode of this season, Slashtober, we will choose one of those final 3 as this season's winner. So Todd, why don't you tell us what movie we have tonight and what this year's Slashtober statistics have been so far?
Thanks, Kruger. Okay, so up for contention, our 3 current final girls are Halloween Night, The Guest, and Hack-A-Lantern. Already eliminated are The Clown Murders and Stan Helsing. Up for elimination tonight, we have American Fright Fest. Dan, why don't you tell us about it?
Absolutely. American Fright Fest is a 2018 film from director Ante Novakovic, and in this film, blood runs rampant on Halloween night when a small town's Fright Fest becomes real inside the walls of a long abandoned asylum. Spencer Crowe, a former A-list horror director, long past his prime, has been in and out of rehab several times. Sonny gets a second chance at his career when he's given opportunity to produce a local Fright Fest. All right, so American Fright Fest. First, I'll say Spencer, kind of a get for a low-budget horror movie. Spencer Crowe is played by Dylan Walsh, who a lot of you might remember from Nip Tuck, one of the bigger shows on television around that.
Currently, Colonel Lang on Superman and Lois.
Oh, okay. So yeah, that's kind of a get. We also have Pancho Moller from 31 in here, another notable character actor. So this came out, I want to say right around the same time, maybe the same year, as Hellfest and Bloodfest. Which, of course, Hellfest, I think, is just absolutely fantastic. Bloodfest was a lot of fun. This is the weakest, I think, of those 3. But before I dive into it, Kruger, what did you think about American Fright Fest?
Well, I'll start with the things it does right, because there isn't much, at least for me. I did think the gore was pretty good. We got some nice kills in there, even though there was a little bit of like CGI blood splatter. For the most part, everything looks solid. This concept, it's kind of overdone, and they don't really get that creative with it. They kind of just like mix the haunt thing with like the setup to Halloween. You know what I mean? With the whole mental asylum transfer bus van breaking down and shit, and the characters were all just typical like basic shit you've seen 1,000 times before. Even like the director, who was probably like the best character in the whole movie, just everything he's done I've seen again and again and again in horror. So it didn't really appeal to me that much. The killer was all right. The costume he put on could have been better, but like I said, did have some solid kills in there. But even with like the few things it does right, I was very bored in between the violence, and there's a bunch of ridiculous twists and turns and just dumbass plot decisions that they make in like the last 30 minutes that just made me think the whole movie was kind of fucking stupid, to be honest. I don't think this is anything I would ever be willing to give a second viewing, nor is it something I'd recommend unless you're totally starved for Halloween stuff.
How about you, Pugs?
Well, it did fall apart for me like the last 15, 20 minutes, but I was having a good time up until then. So this one's more like a sprinter than a marathon, because like the potential was there, but they did just drop the ball pretty fucking hard towards the end there. Because I got so excited with the opening scene. I got so fucking excited.
Agrees.
Right? Get him, Pooch. Fuck, I lost my train of thought. But anyway, the director guy, I liked him. I thought he was a standout. But Kruger's right in saying that, this is nothing new, nothing that we haven't seen. but it's just okay. I wouldn't go out of my way for it. Like, this was my first time watching it, and I got really excited like the first 10, 15 minutes, and then it just kind of shit the bed. And then it really took a dump right at the end. So, it's all right.
Yeah, I'm a sucker for these kind of films. And how do you make like this movie on Halloween night and not feel like it's set on Halloween night?
Yeah,
I mean,
I get what you
Like
mean.
this.
yeah, unfortunately, and that like jumped out to me. But yeah, I've seen this before. I don't hate it, but it definitely falls apart. Although Dan left on one, not shocking, left on off one of the bigger stars, Romeo Miller, aka Little Romeo, is also in the film. So
Hooded classic.
that's right. So, but Dan, you're still muted.
Oh, sorry. I was saying I was going to get there. I'm a big fan of his work.
Okay, yeah, you're getting to.
Yeah.
What's your favorite?
Gang signs now.
What's your favorite? What's your favorite Little Romeo song?
I think the second one he did was really fucking awesome. It was
Okay.
lit.
Juliet was all right.
Lit.
I'll give you an easy one. Who's his dad?
That would be Mr. Romeo.
Big Romeo.
You had the Master P. Come on.
Oh yeah.
I really wanted him to say Big Romeo.
WCW legend, of course. No,
You should know.
But I was a No Limit soldier myself. Brad Armstrong was Todd. You son of a bitch! Come on, laughing.
All right,
at me.
Hootie Who. What is your rating?
B-Rad.
You go first.
Oh well, I
Dan
still,
hasn't even gave us thoughts yet.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
too busy
Okay. Well,
yeah, I passed it.
giving you his street cred.
So yeah, I think we're all fairly similar on this one. It's weird because this doesn't like do anything like particularly awful. Like I thought Dylan Walsh was good. I would have liked to have seen more interaction with his character and some of the others.
He didn't get paid enough for that.
Definitely. Well, he does have screen time too. This isn't like he's
Yeah,
in it
but
for 1
a lot of the
minute.
times he's by himself.
By
Not to talk
himself,
over you,
yeah.
but
No. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I would have liked more interaction with him and the other characters who are all just everybody's forgettable. Like even the killer, like he doesn't do a bad job, but just this movie never really comes to life. There's some okay kills. There's nothing too distracting about it. I mean, there is some CG, but everything looked reasonably okay. I didn't have any major issues. It's just the story was very weak. Nobody stands out. And the few things they do right just isn't enough to overcome it. This is watchable. Like it's not bad. It's watchable. Just, I don't know. There's so many other options out there. Like I said, Hellfest, Bloodfest, these haunt themed horror films, slasher films, they're certainly worse. This is not the worst one I've seen, but
There was that one we did. Was it last? I think we did one in a tournament. It was just horrible.
Yeah, we've had. There's a couple real stinkers.
Like I couldn't find anything good to say about it. Bad.
it was that ski movie. I can't remember.
This could have used a little
Ice
skin,
Pick?
too.
Remember that?
Yeah, it just nobody. There's not like that one thing like, oh man, that almost saved it for me. Nothing hit. Nothing hit.
I do think
I get
having
it.
Dylan Walsh there might have raised our expectations just a little bit because, like, oh, an actual fucking star.
Yeah,
Cool.
The opening's pretty solid, and I get that they're kind of poking fun at these types of films, but I never laughed. Like that is one thing that they don't accomplish. I don't think I ever really laughed at any of the humor in this, and it's just underwhelming more than it is straight out bad. And I unfortunately. Yeah, you don't have to watch this unless you're just starving and you've watched all the other haunted.
But it's not also. It's also not a painful watch though.
No, yeah,
And it's as of this recording streaming on Prime too. So
yeah, that's the way to watch it. But yeah, if they had developed some of the characters a little bit better, it's not a case of the budget failing them or anything. It's just it's in the writing and maybe to a lesser extent some of the performances, but I think really the writing more than anything. So having said that, I don't have a whole lot else to say about this one, so let's go ahead and rate it. I'm a 2.
All right.
I'm a 1.5.
All right. Well, I am a 2.5.
I am also a 2.5. I'm average on this one. Yeah. Do we have any spoilers on it?
No.
Nah.
All right. Well, before we get out of here, we have one important thing to do.
Yeah.
And that is to eliminate one from this week. So up for elimination today, we have Halloween Night, The Guest, Hack and Lantern, and American Fright Fest. Kruger, who are you getting rid of?
American Fright Fest by far.
Bugs?
American Fright Fest, unfortunately. I wanted just to move on a little further, but
Dan?
Technically speaking, I will say American Fright Fest does ooze Halloween a little bit more, but I
didn't see any on this one.
Well, yeah, it's still going. I choose it to go because I wouldn't choose to watch this movie again any time of the year. I think I've got my fill of American Fright Fest. This is second watch, and I'm just good now.
Yeah,
and we have a clean sweep.
ooh,
So
one big hole in the pumpkin.
It ain't gonna last.
Yeah,
It definitely isn't gonna last.
All right. Well,
Dan's gonna start shit. Let's go then.
We're not there yet. It's kumbaya right now, Bugs.
All right.
And I just want to say before we bow out, shout out to Little Romeo and Master P.
your homeboys.
My No Limit Soldiers, Todd. My
Come
No
on.
Limit Soldiers.
Give me a hootie hoo. I want
You
to hear
can't
it.
hootie hoo, man.
We need to get out of here before I say something.
All right.
Brad Armstrong was a No Limit Soldier. So why can't I be a No Limit Soldier? Todd?
Okay, Dan, say goodnight.
Master P would be honored. to
Good
have me
evening,
in the
Kruger.
No Limit.
Sweet
Soldier.
dreams, motherfuckers.
I'll see you in Disneyland.
Good night.